And in sport, Black Galaxies of Ghana set to arrive at Akwa Ibom for CHAN qualifier against Nigeria's home Eagles. And all the details, I am Mike James. Lagos Waste Management Authority LOMA has reiterated the need for motorists to drive carefully and watch for sanitation workers who will be working tirelessly to clean roads and highways during the festive period. Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer of LOMA, Muyiwa Gbadigeshi, who made a call in his office at Ijora Lokpa, said the authority has put measures in place to meet the waste management needs of residents during the Yuletide. Gbadigeshi noted that as part of its operational strategy, LOMA will deploy additional waste collection trucks and personnel to high traffic areas, including markets, residential neighborhoods, and commercial hubs. He noted that LOMA had intensified its public awareness campaign to educate residents on proper waste management, which included targeted radio programs, press releases, and active engagement on social media platforms, all aimed at encouraging Lagosians to take responsibility for their waste. The LOMA boss urged residents to call the agency's toll-free numbers on 0800 005 2962, 078 060 1020, 17 www. The Lagos State Safety Commission says it has observed a concerning trend of overcrowding in several clubs and lounges across the city in recent days. Its Director General, Chief Executive Office, Larry Modula, who said despite the gap in support of the vibrant nightlife benefit it brings, it must be emphasized that there is a paramount need for nightclub owners and operators to strictly adhere to the authorized occupancy limit as approved by the Commission. According to Modula, on no account should any nightclub allow overcrowding, which poses significant safety risks, including the potential for fire hazards, smoking in public spaces, compromised emergency exits, and increased likelihood of accidents. These risks, he said, endanger not only the lives of patrons but also the staff and the general public. Modula also said the Commission has commenced rigorous inspections to ensure compliance, adding that any establishment found to violate these safety regulations will face immediate closure and further legal actions as deemed necessary. The Road Transport Employees Association of Nigeria, RTN, has released a new price list for transport fares to 12 states based on the 50% transport palliative provided by the federal government. RTN is among the 5 transport unions companies partnering with the federal government in the transport palliative scheme. The slash is targeted at cushioning high transport costs during the Yuletide. The National General Secretary of RTN, Yusuf Ibrahim, said Abuja to either Asaba or Awka would now cost 17,500 naira, while Abuja to Abakaliki or Dutse will cost 12,500 naira and 7,500 naira. The new price list also shows that Lagos to Benin costs 7,500 naira, Lagos Onisha, Katsina or Lafia costs 15,000 naira, Lagos Bauchi or Jigawa costs 12,500 naira, while Lagos to Kebbi or Yola in Adamawa costs 20,000 naira. Ibrahim said the areas listed were some of the routes the government had apportioned, adding that the union has been executing the palliative in accordance with the Transport Ministry's dictates. Now to the rest of the stories. The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) is contemplating a policy to withdraw and destroy permanent voter cards that remain uncollected for a decade. This recommendation was among 208 proposals arising from the Commission's review of the 2023 general elections. The move stemmed from the persistent issue of unclaimed PVCs, with over 6 million cards still uncollected as of the 2023 elections, including many issued as far back as 2015. Stakeholders in a post-election review recommended that INEC address the backlog of uncollected PVCs by implementing a policy to withdraw PVCs that remain uncollected for extended periods, starting with cards issued in 2015. The rationale is that these cards are unlikely to be claimed and their retention clogs the voter management system. Also, the Commission proposed plans to modernize Nigeria's electoral process, including the gradual phase-out of PVCs and the introduction of diaspora voting. INEC explained that with the adoption of the bimodal voter accreditation system, PVCs may no longer be necessary for voter accreditation. Voters could instead use computer-generated slips or credentials downloaded from the Commission's website. The Economic of West African State, ECOWAS, says it is solidly behind Nigeria and other member states being accused by Niger Republic of sponsoring terrorist attacks against it. Niger Republic had accused Nigeria and the ECOWAS members of colluding with France to destabilize the country. ECOWAS, in a statement, described the allegations as unfounded. It's called on all states in the region to promote dialogue and stability and refrain from making accusations that are not supported by any evidence. Meanwhile, the federal government had on Thursday denied Niger Republic's allegation, saying this claims exist solely in the realm of imagination. And in some foreign news, China has approved the construction of what will be the world's largest hydropower dam, stoking concerns about displacement of communities in Tibet and environmental impacts downstream in India and Bangladesh. The dam, which will be located in the lower reaches of the Yalong Zangpo River, could generate 3 times more energy than the Three Gorges Dam, currently the world's largest hydropower plant. Chinese state media has described the development as a safe project that prioritizes ecological protection, saying it will boost local prosperity and contribute to Beijing's climate neutrality goals. Meanwhile, human rights groups and experts have raised concerns about the development's knock-on effects, such as displacement of local communities, as well as alerting the natural landscape and damaged local ecosystems, which are among the richest and most diverse on the Tibetan Plateau. That was our news at 12, but just before we go, let's talk sports. The Black Galaxies of Ghana is set to arrive in Akwa Ibom State today for the second leg of the 2024 African Nations Championship CHAN qualifier against Nigeria. 26 players together with the technical crew will make the trip. The contingent will then connect to Europe by road after immigration formalities in Port Harcourt, Rivers State, where their flights will land. The Black Galaxies will train at the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium later today. They were held to a 0-0 draw in the first leg last weekend. And just before we go, your vehicle is not a strong room. Always keep your valuables off the view of miscreants. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms: X Traffic Radio 961, Facebook Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, Instagram Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Subscribe and watch our news and programs. It's live on YouTube, Traffic Radio 961. And you can also visit our website, www.trafficradio961.ng. Did you know that under the Sanwo-Olu administration, 18,000 teachers were trained under EcoExcel? Well, you can get more details on the Lagos State Government website and to end the news. Here are the highlights of the major stories. The Lagos Waste Management Authority LOMA has reiterated the need for motorists to drive carefully and watch for sanitation workers who will be working tirelessly to clean roads and highways during the festive period. The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) is contemplating a policy to withdraw and destroy permanent voter cards that remain uncollected for a decade. We also told you that China has approved the construction of what will be the world's largest hydropower dam, stoking concerns about displacement of communities in Tibet and environmental impacts downstream in India and Bangladesh. In sports, the Black Galaxies of Ghana is set to arrive via Akwa Ibom State today for the second leg of the 2024 African Nations Championship CHAN qualifier against Nigeria. And for contact with the newsroom, send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. That ends the news broadcast. It was compiled by Adewale Olokmoroku. Thank you for listening, Lagos. My name is Mike James. Beautiful afternoon to you. It's now time for me to step aside for Maika Arocha and Timitokbe Boma Peterside for Lunchtime Waka.